Hi, my name is Iza,
I'm Cameron.
Sebastian.
and we're talking about the apportionment and reapportionment process. So what is apportionment? Apportionment is the method by which the number of representatives for each state are allocated. So it's basically just how we divide the representatives within the House of Representatives to each state. And this only deals with the House of Representatives. It doesn't at all deal with the Senate. And how they divide it is through the population, and it's mentioned in the Constitution in Article 1, Section 2. It says representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers.
So in 1929, the Reapportionment Act was passed through Congress, and it was basically designed. One of the goals of it was to limit the House of Representatives from getting uncontrollably big and too hard to apportion seats to states. And it is calculated every 10 years, which is also when each census is calculated. So that's how they determine the new population and how seats should be allocated among states. Yeah. And who is responsible for the process? The Census Bureau is responsible for getting the information of the populations among the states and then for determining how many seats are given to each state.
And though there are different methods like the Hamilton-Vinton method, the Jefferson method, and the Webster method, the current method that of apportionment that's being used is the Huntington-Hill method. In this method, each state is automatically given one seat, so that means 50 of the 435 seats of the House of Representatives are already taken away, and then 385 extra seats are assigned to the states based on their populations. And the way the math works for this process is you take the population of the U.S. And you divide it by the amount of seats that are available to get the divisor for quota. And then the quota is made itself by taking the population of a specific state. In this case, we used the population of New York. And so you take the population of New York divided by the number you got in the previous, as the divisor, and you get the quota. And then this is where it's kind of interesting because most rounding methods are just you stop at 0.5, and if it's 0.5 or above, it's rounded up, and if it's below 0.5, it's rounded down. But in this case, we use geometric rounding, and so for that you round down the quota, which is called the lower quota in this case, and then you take that number, you do the square root of that number times the number plus 1, and then that gives you the geometric mean. And once you have the geometric mean, if the geometric mean is higher than the quota, then the amount of seats is rounded down. But if the geometric mean is lower than the quota, then the number of seats is above. Like in this case, the quota is 10.19. The geometric mean is 10.48. Because the geometric mean is higher, the number of seats in the House of Representatives is 10. That state.